Have you ever asked yourself, are those claims true? Are they lies? Or just plain old scandalous? True Lies, Scandals is an opinion piece by an author and passionate independent journalist. It's all of these things: candid, provocative, controversial, sensational, thought provoking, and unapologetic. Hello, guys. I tried not to get sucked into the Jay-Z scandal, the situation, the allegation, but I could not resist any longer. I had to do something. And so I've decided to upload this podcast, if you will, so that we can dive into what's been happening. Most of you who follow celebrity news and are maybe a fan of Jay-Z or a fan of Beyonce, or you just came across it in your little, daily news reading, and you're interested in this case and how things are unfolding, we got to talk about this. We've got to address the elephant in the room. There's no way with a channel name like True Lies, Scandals, where we talk about scandalous stuff. There's no way I can let this story slip by and not come here and share my opinion, give you some updates, explain some of the things that are happening, because things are happening, daily. New information is coming to light. And I just wanted to take some time to come and have a little discourse with my subscribers, my fans. And if you're new to this channel, remember, you can join anytime. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, get updates when new videos are published. I want to be tracking this story here with Jay-Z that involves a rape allegation made by a woman who said she was 13 years old when she was raped, sexually assaulted by Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z, and Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, Diddy, Puffy, Sean Love, all those names. He's got a lot of names, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's get into it. So as I said, I'm going to be doing a podcast format today. I don't want to use too many photos or videos or clips. This is a very high profile case, potentially very scandalous. And I don't want to have any copyright issues with YouTube or anybody else. I'm going to be using verified photos sparingly. I don't want to get sued. I know I'm a woman of straw, but you never know who's watching. And like I said, I don't want to get into any tiff with anyone over this very trending story. So bear with me as we do the podcast style. And what's important right now is you being here, supporting this channel, and wanting to know more, to dig deep with me on this Jay-Z alleged rape accusation. This is really a complex case. It started off with Sean Combs, aka Diddy, aka Puffy, who is right now incarcerated in jail, locked up. I believe it's in New York City, awaiting trial for a litany of allegations, horrendous allegations made by people against him that spanned decades, that involves allegedly women, men, and some of whom are allegedly were underage at the time. Some unspeakable things were allegedly done to them. And you'll hear me say allegedly a lot throughout this, the course of this discourse. Of course, this is my opinion. All of it. I will bring you information that's already in the news. I'll let you probably know what my opinion is. We can do some analysis, try to figure things out, but right now, This story is hot, and Jay-Z has gotten his name tangled up into this mess. If you don't know, I think about 2 weeks ago, just over a week or so ago, a woman came out and accused the famous rapper and billionaire and husband of the famous singer Beyonce, accused him, Jay-Z, of sexual misconduct against her. Rape, sexual assault, all those terms are being used. They're all allegations right now. But the news story is gaining traction. Some people thought that this was probably just a hoax. Somebody's just messing with a Jay-Z. Somebody's trying to get some money from him because, he's rich. Somebody's just trying to use the legal system to bring false allegations to get notoriety, to get fame, to get attention. Whatever the reason, some people do things like this. And that this is just going to fall away and just disappear. But it's going on 2 weeks now, and this story is gaining traction. And this story, this allegation about the misconduct, allegedly by Jay-Z alongside Sean Diddy Combs, allegedly happened over 2 decades ago. But it's now coming to light, at least to the general public. And no one saw this coming. Oh, well, not no one, but mainstream people didn't see this coming. And of course, Jay-Z, from the moment the story broke, Jay-Z has vehemently denied this is true. He said this never happened. He said this is a bogus sham case. I mean, through his lawyers, most of the times when he's making his public statements, in that the attorney that's representing the alleged victim of this crime that allegedly happened is that the accuser is trying to make money, and that this is completely false. So there are two sides. People are split. Opinions are split. But as time goes by, at first people say, no, this can't be true. This is just a hoax. But as more as more information come out in the media, and more information come out from the attorneys, and also the alleged victim gave an interview to the news agency NBC last week. For the first time, spoke publicly, without giving away her identity, because she's being identified as Jane Doe in the filings, the court papers. She's asked not to be named. She filed as Jane Doe for obvious reasons. She's coming up against a big music mogul who is a billionaire, who can just make just about anything happen, anything disappear, whatever. And so this whole case is just, it's intriguing, because not only is this person making such a grievous allegation against someone, but also wants to retain her, protect her identity in such a grievous case. Like I said, this case is not just, somebody saying, oh, well, this person did something very simple. This is a crime. He's been accused of a crime. There's so much to talk about on this case. Jay-Z, along with his lawyer, who's representing him, of course, they're trying to get the case dismissed on the grounds that there's no case, because there's no truth, that this is not factual, that this never happened. And to make matters worse, for some people, the alleged victim, during her interview with NBC, admitted that she made some mistakes with her recollection of what had happened, according to her, and that there were some inconsistencies, to quote the news, in her story. So everyone went wild. Oh my gosh, we knew she was lying. This is a money grab, blah, 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 blah. So Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, sat down with NBC News. He gave an interview, and one of the important things that I believe he said during that interview is this, quote, "We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says," referring to the alleged accuser, the alleged victim, he said almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened. Now, Spiro went on to tell NBC News that the Jane Doe, who was the alleged victim in the story, her story began to unravel during her interview with the said newscast last week, simply because, according to Spiro, it never happened. However, this is 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. We have to look at the facts. We have to look at it in context. And it is perfectly okay. It is perfectly normal for us, for people, to not remember every gory detail of what happened 10, 20 years ago. And the fact, and this was said by NBC and acknowledged by others, that the fact that someone does not remember clearly every gory detail of a crime, alleged crime. Let's say the crime happened. Let's say there was a crime that happened, not this situation, just generally. Not because the person doesn't remember, the victim doesn't remember every gory detail, means that the crime never happened. And this is what we have to remember here. And I'm not taking sides. If this woman is a true victim of Puff Daddy, of Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, then true justice must prevail. No one is above the law. And we have seen that far more recently. People being held accountable. Not so long ago, R. Kelly has been held accountable. And he is incarcerated. He's in jail after being tried and found guilty on 2 occasions, once in New York and once in Chicago, for sex trafficking that involved women against their will, and some of whom were underage at the time. And it seems to be we're going through a period of reckoning, and that people, celebrities, famous, rich people with money who think that they can pay off anybody to stay quiet, who think that they can get away with their crimes, with their misconduct, are being held accountable. Did this happen? Did these things happen? Whether we're talking about Diddy or we're talking about Jay-Z. And if it did, who are the victims? The true victims? Well, if you're a victim, you're a victim. You can't be a true or a false victim, okay? Who are the victims? And who must be held accountable for their crimes? There is this whole thought pattern that Jay-Z may not be innocent like he's claiming to be, and that he's been shielded all these years because, of course, his status and his fame and his financial status, but that his day of reckoning is here. And this lady who was accusing him of sexual misconduct against her is not the only person who has made allegations of misconduct, not necessarily sexually in nature, but other types of mistreatment against Jay-Z. And those are allegations too. They're not tried in court. They're not proven. But people are coming out. I mean, one lady named Jaguar Wright, didn't know about her until yesterday, 2 days ago, when I saw her video on TikTok alleging that she is the victim of mistreatment at the hands of Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, Beyonce's husband. So when asked why she's coming out now with the allegation, Jane Doe told NBC this, quote, "You should always fight for what happened to you. You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life. I hope I can give others the strength to come forward like I came forward." Tony Buzzbee, who is Jane Doe's attorney, recently said in a statement that was cited in Rolling Stone's online magazine this, and I quote, "Our client," referring to Jane Doe and who is the alleged victim in this lawsuit, "our client remains fiercely adamant that what she has stated is true to the best of her memory. We will continue to vet her claims and collect corroborating data to the extent it exists. Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph," that's a lie detector test. He went on to say, "I have never had a client suggest that before." I want to know what you make of all of this, because for some people this is just really sounding crazy, like this can't be true. But now I'm seeing I've been reading the threads on some of the videos. This morning, a video by Spiro, who is Jay-Z's lawyer, was giving a statement to a news agency where he was denouncing that Jay-Z and Puff Diddy, Sean Combs, that these two people aren't friends, that they were only professionally connected, that they were not friends. I mean, if that's not gaslighting the public, what else is? Because everyone and their mother knows that Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs were as close as two people can be, like white on rice, back in the days when they were up and coming. They were friends. But now, when the issues hit the fan, people are distancing themselves, obviously, from Diddy Combs. But you can't hide the facts, and you can't hide the evidence. And there's so many photographic evidence linking Sean Carter, Jay-Z, with Sean Diddy Combs. So for Spiro, Jay-Z's lawyer, to come out and say publicly that really and truly Jay-Z is not connected, he doesn't really know this guy. He even says Jay-Z doesn't even know about these allegations right now against Diddy. He doesn't even know what's happening with Diddy right now. He says Jay-Z doesn't know what's going on because Jay-Z has nothing to do with it. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what Diddy thinks about his longtime friend, Jay-Z, associate, partner, PIC, you know what I mean, thinks about Jay-Z distancing himself from him. We will see what Sean Diddy Combs think about that. It doesn't matter that his lawyer said it. Whenever a lawyer is representing somebody, if a lawyer is representing you, whatever that lawyer says is on your behalf. So they're speaking for you. Okay? So Jay-Z could say, well, I never said that. My lawyer said that. Well, you said that. If your lawyer said that, you were speaking because your lawyer is representing you. So you have to ensure that you know what your lawyer is saying about you or on your behalf. You are accountable and responsible for whatever your attorney says on your behalf. So, anywho, I'm eager to see what really happened and what and who will be held accountable. So guys, I'm going to stop right here for now because I can go on and on and on. There's so much information to get out there for and against the petitioner and the respondent in the civil suit, which is Jane Doe and Jay-Z. I'm going to do a part 2 to this episode, and in that episode I will be focusing in on some of the inconsistencies based on what was said what is being said in Jane Doe's court documents versus what Jay-Z is claiming and versus some of the public information that's published online about the VMA Awards event in 2000, who was there, who wasn't, allegedly. And we're also going to look at the VMAs of 2003 and again, who, what, where, when. We're going to see if we can try and reconcile some of this information, spot the inconsistencies, and maybe try to explain what is responsible or could be responsible for these differences in the statements and events in those years. And again, using some of the information stated in Jane Doe's petition as the basis, and also her interview on NBC and her herself admitting that she made some mistakes in how she recounted the story, and admitting that there were some inconsistencies in our story. So we're definitely going to do a part 2 to this. We need to continue this, and we're going to see this to the end, because I'm definitely committed to bringing you updates and ensuring that we have everything we need to know about the Jay-Z rape allegations. Feel free to share your comments in the comment section, and do come back here for another episode. We dig deep for the facts on trending, newsworthy, and sensational topics in pop culture, politics, and law and crime. Thank you for visiting. Join our other fans by subscribing today, and see you soon on True Lies, Scandals.